Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Peace, love, and blessings unto the elect scattered abroad around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. Shalom, shalom. Lord will, y'all can hear me loud and clear on this walk and talk lesson. And it's basically a lesson through the spirit going into persecution, vocab, Malone. All right, and these devils are scared because the truth have been declared around the four corners of the earth. All right, so this devil know if he have but a short time and a short moment. So I'm just gonna go straight into it through the spirit, reading these precepts, and Lord will, I'm gonna do this lesson. This is Revelation 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. All right, and that's going into the elect. All right, they loved not their lives. They were presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. Pursuing Romans, the 12th chapter. All right, standing in great boldness, pursuing the wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. And the Lord commanded us through the Spirit, Lord, will we be those elect members that the Lord predestined since the beginning of times to preach this word and ultimately to receive salvation from the death and destruction of Babylon the Great, which is soon to come, and it is America. All right, because it's more and more evident that Babylon the Great, America, will be entered into the Third World War, pursuing the prophecies, pursuing the revelation, the 11th chapter. So continuing on in verse 12, Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and the inhabitants of the earth, starting off with the small hatters, the so-called, Jewish people, the Jewish people, but the so-called people of the Lord. All right, roughly, you Edomites, because the house of Edom, the wicked, is in rulership because the Lord have given him that power structure and the time to rule. Going back to Job 9 and 24, and also in Micah, the 2nd chapter, because it is in the power of their hands they practice evil, roughly paraphrasing. That's why so much wickedness and abominations being done in the midst thereof, aka Babylon the Great, America, because we are under the wicked rule and under the wicked vibration, going back to that wicked root in First Maccabees, the 1st chapter. All right, but this truth is being declared. The Lord Yahweh Shah told us this. This is Matthew chapter 24. Read verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And vocab Malone is one of many false prophets, or the head of being a false prophet, because he's trying to lead our people back into slavery or plantation Christianity. All right, serving the so-called, white man Jesus, white boy Jesus. All right, and if you don't believe in him, you shall burn in hell for all eternity. And that's clearly not biblical. All right, and this is the main opposition opponent that has trouble and that is causing persecutions, and the accuser of our brethren, all right, which is Esau Edom. So that lets you know further more and more that he has to be an Edomite. He has the spirit of Esau Edom, wanting to slay his brother, all right, because of that perpetual hatred. And even though he come off, with sweet words and kind-hearted or whatever the case may be, he is the devil. And the brothers been doing their videos and doing their input on exposing this devil more and more. All right, one exposure is dealing with this devil meeting up with one of the either Sakari members or ISUPK members, but Israelite, trying to meet up with this devil and do a so-called debate just to show the so-called world that they can be at peace with the enemy, roughly paraphrasing. But this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's movie. All right, all those, trim is thy way to seek love. All the nations got to make it too. That's of the world. That's the precept of men. Because according to the Holy Scriptures, the Lord does not love every fucking body. It's not hard, man. And that's what's wrong with our people here. They can have so much hate towards their people, towards, individuals in the world, but the Lord can't have no hatred towards a nation. Like I said, man, you people are fucking bugged out and you don't know what y'all are talking about. And for you Israelites out there, a lot of you really truly don't understand what you're involved in. But nonetheless, going back to Matthew 24, verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. Going back to Isaiah the 34th chapter. All right, this truth was supposed to be declared unto all the nations. All right, unto our people. And the message is repent or die. All right. And that's a clear-cut message because the Lord is only coming back and only love the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans. All right, the real chosen people of the Lord, the ones that's been through various of captivities, been at the bottom from generation to generation, and still even unto this day. All right, the ones that fit the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. See, now these devils are mad. All right, and they're afraid and they're scared because now they realize that the Lord is putting that spirit back on us, and the inheritance and the customs that we once had is coming back into fruition through the Spirit. All right, so let me get Jeremiah. All right, because this thing was going to happen, but through prophecies, the Lord was going to, wake up the elect. Jeremiah 17:4, and thou, even thyself, talking to Jeremiah, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, knowing that we are Hebrew Israelites, practicing the customs, all right, fulfilling the high holy days, worshiping Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the true names of our powers, all right, the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son. Okay, the Lord is putting that spirit upon the elect because it is time for Yasha Allah, Israel, to come out of captivity. All right, the iniquity has finally been accomplished, pursuing the Lamentations, the 4th chapter. And now it's time for Esau, Edom, starting with him, the head nation of the heathens. And then the rest of the heathen nations are going to fall under captivity. And they're going to have to serve, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, by the way of the Israelites. And the Israelites are going to enforce those laws and rules and regulations, man. All right, and that's how the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, has it set up via in the kingdom of heaven. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. All right, and it's only going to burn for a short period of time because the Lord, truly still love his people, because look what the great miracles that he has done for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Even though, yes, we've been through a lot of calamities, tribulations, distress, and now the final moment is about to come down the pike via Jacob's trouble. All right, Jeremiah 30:7, Daniel 12:1. It's going to be a time like no other. It's going to be the worst of times of Jacob to be destroyed. But it's also twofold because it's going to be a great deliverance coming by the way of those chariots, which people call UFOs or UAPs, which these devils, the Edomites, are realizing that those beings or those extraterrestrial creatures that's coming from another dimension are really for us, man. They're our salvation and our, protection for what's the things that's about to come in the near future. Because Jacob's trouble, like we always say, is going to be mad vicious in that day. All right, and we're going to need ultimate divine power to deliver us. Lord will be of that election. But like I said, man, these devils are scared. All right. And it's all types of videos. I know the Elder Apostle Tahara did a video. All right. Dealing with Vocab Malone and the trickeries of him. And now, it been made sense when he said call the cops on that nigga. But now it makes more and more sense. Ain't no need, like, all honesty is true. I feel any, members of Great Millstone, we really should start ignoring this nigga like he doesn't even fucking exist. And, if it gets too out of hand, of course, hey, I have no problem calling the cops on that nigga, man. But he is becoming a real hassle, and he's really trying to shed dirt on the ministry. He's really trying to make us and paint us to be the villains. But pursuant to the scriptures, all right, that always happened. And this is also future prophecies of persecution. All right. And this is one of the topics that Elder Apostle Tahara went into about the ManhattanInstitute.com. And it goes into the BHI, the Black Hebrew Israelites, which clearly we're not black, we're different shades of brown. That's how you know that word black has a negative stigma or a negative name upon our people. All right, because when you think of black people, you think of gang members, drug dealers, drug users. All right, so on and so forth. You didn't look at the black people as the destroyed people of the Lord. All right, the chosen people of God. You didn't look at them like that. You look at them as a bunch of fucking nobodies. And the Lord is flipping the script. And it's so funny now, these punk ass devils are scared, man. All this time you was bullying us, beating our ass, whooping us, so on and so forth. Now we get, we got some protection now. We done squad up on your bitch ass. Now it's a problem, and that's through the spirit, man. Because at the end of the day, we ain't causing no harm to nobody. We preach the word, go back into our daily routine we have in the world. Because these motherfuckers fail to realize all of us still got jobs. All of us still have family members. We got our own lives that we so-called live. A lot of brothers got small businesses, big businesses. Like I said, families. So it's just crazy. That's how you know that Vocab Malone is the devil. No matter how much he go crouching as a humble lion. All right, going back to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 12th chapter, verse 10 on down to 11. All right. That's the way of Esau Edom. Also, we got Project Esther. National Strategy to Combat Anti-Semitism. All right. And ultimately they did that for the sake of the truth, and because the truth has been declared around the four corners of the earth. They're doing that to put blame on the ministry, to ridicule the prophets, get them killed, as in the old days. So that also lets you know that there is no new thing underneath the sun. Everything is reincarnated, and in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, we must go through these tribulations. That's why it's been on the spirit on, like, the elder out of North Carolina, Elder ICR, all right, and the brothers of Charlotte doing videos about persecution, different accounts that happened, and great men that held their integrity. All right, Karak Dazah from GMS Vegas. Okay, Elder Apostle Tahara and other, Akim and elders across the states and across the world dealing with this devil Vocab Malone, man. Because we clearly see that he is trying to put blame on the ministry. He's trying to paint a picture, all right, that the new face of terror is those Basically, those niggas on the street corners. That's what the motive that they're pushing out. And that's going to come with more draconian measures, laws. That's going to come of the famine of the word. All right, Amos 8 and 11 on down to 12. That's going to come. All right, and you people won't have no reason to scoff and scorn no more. You're going to go back to your old, boring, miserable, punk-ass lives. And especially when all hell breaks loose, you're going to be trying to seek the prophets, and you will not find. All right, because the Lord, hey, he got the mercy right now. All right, going back to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20 on down. All right, how the Lord is crying in the streets by the way of the prophets. But you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, you don't want to take heed. But you're only going to take heed when that belt to ass reach you, man. All right, when you get that whooping by Yahweh Shah via through the plagues, then you shall know that a prophet been among you, and you shall know that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is truly real. And then it's gonna be too late, man. All right, so we got all these things to happen, persecution. All right, death and destruction. Okay. Haman Malone, the accuser of thy brethren. All right, putting blame on the ministry, trying to make it seem like we're terrorists. But man, like I said, and it's just so funny. And I remember the elders said, hey, first of all, we law-abiding citizens. We pay our taxes. We do what we have to do to stay out of the prison systems. All right, we have jobs, careers, whatever. All right, we're civilized human beings, man. But because we're teaching that the Lord only loves a Pacific people, mainly, only the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, according to their father's lineage. When we say that, that's a problem. Now we're terrorists. Oh, now, they want to put us to death. But the Lord told us of those things via in the scriptures. Get Matthew 5. Matthew 5. I'll start at verse 1, read on down. And seeing the multitudes, he went into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right, and we're poor in the spirit. Well, us being the Lord's people, being underneath the curses, being destroyed as a nation. But ultimately, we know that this is not our rest. Micah 2 and 10. All right. And we lean upon the kingdom of heaven. Our riches and treasures is stored in heaven where moth and rust do not corrupt, man. Because we know if we put all our trust in this place, all right, eventually this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. So it'd be wise for you not to fucking do that. That's number one. Number two, everything in this place is temporary. All right, tangible, materialistic, vanity. All right, everything cater of the carnal flesh on this side. So that's why it's best to be kingdom minded, man. All right, pondering on the kingdom of heaven, because that's when we're going to be all righteous. Okay. Verse 4, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Comfort by the scriptures, by the Spirit, the Holy Comforter. All right, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, through the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. All right, the ones that want Ezekiel 9 and 4. All right, we're tired of Babylon the Great, man. Whether we have good days or bad days, man. Either way, we still want this bitch to be destroyed. Even though, we have good days, being out there doing the ministry, doing the work, all right, fellowshipping, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we still want to get the fuck up out of here, man. We still are cheering on a death and destruction. It's just what it is. Because like I say, this place is wicked, man. Anybody with a righteous conscience would want the same thing. All right, but they just don't know the latter end of it. They think that's it. Everybody dies and then that's it. All right, but nah, that's not the case. Through the Spirit, all right, and through the prophets, which you people are constantly ignoring, those are the ones are setting up the kingdom of heaven, telling you through the Spirit how the kingdom of heaven is going to be, to the, best of the ability, because we don't know to a certain extent. All right. We only been given measures that the Lord allowed us via through the Spirit. That's why it says that the unction to know all things that the Lord prescribed unto us. It's just that simple, man. All right. Because at the end of the day, we still in this sinful flesh. We still in the sinful ass world. We do go off, so on and so forth. But hey, through the Spirit, hey, we righteous, man. And we want to be righteous. All right, through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, via through faith. All right, because that's what's going to deliver us. All right. Isaiah 33:6. Verse 7, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart or in mind, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And ultimately, the prophets are the peacemakers. We are bringing peace and good tidings, even though it comes with, mourning. And that's in the book of, Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. And Salakia, I'm all over through the Spirit. Ezekiel 2:9. And when I looked, behold, and hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. And that's the scriptures, man. And that's what's coming to Babylon, the great America, but also the salvation of Israel, but only the elect, because 2/3, according to Zechariah 13:8, are going to perish in the land. All right. And according to Amos 9, all the sinners of the Lord people shall die. All right. Because a lot of people, you got to also realize the MOTB. That's going to be, the great marking for death, man. And if you receive that mark, you are going to perish. It's just that simple, rightfully so. Matthew 5:10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men, whether it be your fellow Israelite man or a fucking heathen like Vocab Malone, punk ass, all right, whoever. Blessed are ye when men shall revive you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. And Lord will, we are those prophets coming back. So the same thing is going to happen. So we ought to rejoice, be glad, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has showed us the light. All right, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has called us, praying unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that we are chosen. And it's definitely going to be worth it, man. Revelation 11. Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. Going into the prophets, the 3 days and a half roughly is going into the 350-year period. All right, of us not knowing we was Israelites, not us teaching, so on and so forth. But the Lord hit a switcheroo. All right, when the elders and apostles of Great Millstone was hit the street corners, man. All right, so that's roughly 350 years that we was in great silence and not knowing, the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, basically, man. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And that's going into 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come from the ship, the Father's ship, and he's going to have the host of the angels. All right, Lord will I do a part 2, another lesson via through the Spirit. I want to close out by saying Kahalayam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Teach us this truth. Peace, love, salutation to the elect. Shalom.